So before we go any further with this tyre shredding fest of a Christmas video, featuring Jaguar's new XKR-S GT, Aston Martin's latest Vantage V12S, and our old favourite, the Mercedes C63 Black Series, here's a little taster of what's to come. The XKR-S GT is probably the most focused car that Jaguar has yet produced, but in a way it's a statement of intent, an indication of what's to come from Jaguar. Its suspension has been comprehensively reworked and is almost 70% stiffer at the front. The rear seats have been replaced by a roll cage, the brakes are carbon ceramics, even the tyres are P0 coursers. All of which goes a long way towards justifying the £135,000 price tag. And it's a rare beast too. Jaguar are intending to produce just 50 cars in both right and left-hand drive. What's it like? Well, what do you think? With 542 bhp from its unaltered supercharged V8, it goes like stink, yes. But it's the extra handling sharpness and the increased stopping power that you noticed most on a track like this. Oh yes, and the extra exhaust noise. The Aston we already know about, and we know that it's an absolute peach. Same goes for the monster of a car that is the C63 Black Series. For the record though, the Aston is the most powerful with 565 bhp. It's also the lightest and the most expensive, just at £138,000. Before we got the stopwatches out, we did a bit of hoonery with the traction control systems off, as you can see. And all three of them demonstrated the joy of what happens when you have a lot more power than grip. The best at going sideways model going jointly to the Aston and Mercedes. The Jaguar, to be honest, felt more than a little bit edgy with all its systems switched off. But then we got the stopwatches out and put them all in track mode. Here's what happened next.
The XKR-S GT feels like an absolute monster around a track like this. Oh, wow. It's a bit of a wrestling match, I have to be honest. But it is very quick in a straight line, ever so slightly terrifying under brakes. It really is, requires a lot of concentration just to keep on the road. We are coming up to the stop, finish line, get it stopped for the last corner, be very gentle through there. 1 minute 25.9 seconds. That's really not very quick around here, but it is so slippery today. Let's try the Aston next. God, the Aston feels quick. But I tell you what though, it just does not feel anywhere near as heavy as the Jag. It just feels nimble and fast and not a handful like the Jag. I mean, you still need to be pretty careful with the throttle. The gearbox works well. Oh, so do the brakes. It's just got traction and composure where the Jag is just all over the place. It's just gone round here. Wow, 3.5 seconds quicker than the Jaguar. I'll tell you what, it feels it though. It really does. Sorry, Jaguar, but this is in a different league from the XKR-S GT. A different league. So, to the C63 AMG Black Series, one of my all-time favourite cars. If the Jag and the Aston are going to hold their head up high as a bona fide really sharp driver's car that hits the spot, both of them are going to have to put this thing in its place as far as I'm concerned, and that will not be easy because this thing is awesome. I'll tell you what, it doesn't feel just as agile as the Aston. That's a real surprise, although not really, because it weighs quite a bit more than the Aston. I mean, I'm just about managing to go through that kick flat out. You really do have to grow a pair before you drive a car like this on a track like this with any kind of proper commitment. It's pretty good through the chicane, but I don't think the front end is as pinned as the Aston. See what the time is. Let's see what the time is. I think it's going to be very close. See, I can't get the power down there out of that corner like the Aston. Half a second slower than the Aston.
So which do we prefer? And do the two British cars really stack up beside the brilliant C63? Well, yes they do. The Jaguar might be a touch edgy near the limit perhaps, but it's also an immense car, far more focused than the regular XKR-S. But, as we discovered later, still really usable and civilised on the road. But the Aston is the standout car here. Quite apart from the fact that it looks drop-dead gorgeous, it's also very quick. It sounds $1 million and is frankly fantastic to hoon about in on a track. In the end, it wins, and wins easily, and not just because it can do this.